The day at the beach turned tragic last week for an Indiana family visiting Florida. 2 children became trapped under the sand near a massive hole that had been dug in the beach at Lauderdale-by-the-Sea, estimated about 5 to 6 feet. The hole deep enough so that one child did not make it out alive.
Yeah, talking about this tragedy is important as many families prepare to flock to beaches for summer break, or spring break, I should say, and the summer months. Let's welcome National Spokesperson for the American Lifeguard Association, Wyatt Werneth. Wyatt, sorry to have you, on such a tragic story here that we need to talk about. While rare, people do end up buried and dying in the sand. It isn't unheard of. So how often does this happen?
Well, good morning, guys. Absolutely tragic. This is actually one of our top 10 hazards. You don't hear a whole lot about it. It's something that's not that common, but lifeguards deal with people digging holes every day. And it's just having fun in the sand is okay, but when they start getting to a point above the smallest person in their group's knees, that's when it can become a problem. So lifeguards are vigilant and they look out for that kind of thing.
So Wyatt, sand is loose as we know, and I'm looking at the hole, we're watching it here. Explain what happens here. I mean, is it the sand drying out that causes it to just fall in? Because you'd think you could kind of crawl out of a hole that size.
Absolutely. Well, we kind of compare a little bit like snow. Snow's a little bit more forgiving, if you will. However, the most important thing to remember about this whole incident is that it could have been prevented had there been a lifeguard. That's why we say swim in front of a lifeguard. Right. Lifeguards are not just watching the water, but they're also the stewards of the beach. They're looking around and making sure that you have a safe day. And this is something that could have been prevented. That's what makes it that much more tragic. And absolutely, the sand is something that's very fluid. You start digging a hole and it fills in. So to get to the point where it was about 6 feet, had a lifeguard been present, a lifeguard would have stopped that a long time ago.
So do they stop holes from typically being dug this deep? I mean,
absolutely.
Kids are going to dig holes.
Well, great, and we enjoy that, and it's fun. Build your sandcastles, but we are vigilant, and we watch out for someone that is digging something that's above the knees that they can get into because it can collapse on them. So lifeguards are critical for something like this, and they're very important. That's why we stress that we need more lifeguards. We need more lifeguards. We need lifeguards to be more recognized in America, and we just got to get them out there because that's your safeguard for a safe day.
I grew up in Florida. It was always fill your hole. If you dig one before you leave the beach. I always thought because someone could break an ankle if they don't see the hole and they step in it. What are the other dangers associated with holes on the beach?
Well, absolutely. There's many hazards. I mean, not only to the people running down the beach or our vehicles going by, but also Mother Nature. The sea turtles are trying to nest. They come in and fall in the holes and can't get out and they die. It's just tragic. And we need to leave Mother Nature the way we found it. Anywhere, any park, any piece of nature. And that's very important. And the other day when I went out to the beach, someone had left a hole. It's tragic.
Excellent points, Wyatt. I want to ask you about 30 seconds left. Where are we with lifeguards? Are people coming back in now? Have we done enough to recruit lifeguards and more importantly, train them?
I'm glad you asked that, Jim, because we see some improvements. It's yet to be seen. We had some incentives. We've had some of the training being covered. Some of the salaries are being increased. But we had a little setback with some cold weather because when you get out in the cold weather like that, once we had nobody passed because the water was so cold, and we had to treat them for hypo.
All right, Wyatt Werneth, the national spokesperson for the American Lifeguard Association. Really thank you coming on to educate us on this.
The best statement he said, leave it as you found it.
Yeah, period.
All right, that's it. Pick up trash, straighten out the,
Pick up after your dogs, Jordan.
Everything. Leave the holes
filled up. Oh, that's a big one.
Kids are going to dig holes, but just watch them, Mom and Dad. It's up to you in the end.